Hello and welcome to Naija's Geeking Out. This is episode 209, and I'm glad today we have one noisemaker that is missing, so we should expect a very peaceful podcast. So yeah,
Yeah.
Red the regular, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm doing well. I'm
Good.
still recovering, but I'm good.
Recovering from?
Where it's adventures to the Caribbeans.
Caribbean. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I,
wanted to say with his full mouth, yeah. Mm.
I went to hang out with some pirates. I followed some pirate trails. So
Mm-hmm. That yeah, that for and you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. Nothing much to talk about from my side. Not all of us can afford luxury trips.
wait,
Yeah.
no, it was a business trip. On the bright side, I think I did get
That's
us.
what they call it, yeah.
No, I got a small listeners check. I mean, we should have check if there's
Oh,
anybody listening from
oh,
Barbados.
well, I don't know about the listeners.
Mm.
We had a massive jump
That's me.
in viewership. And when I said jump, like 100 plus.
Well, it might be me. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll see the
I would do
you'll
some
see the
digging
Yeah,
into
you
the
see the
stats.
comic. Yeah, you see the comic I sent to you from my brother.
Oh, yes, I
Then,
did see that actually. Yeah.
oh, you saw the comic?
Yeah. He sent me a picture of something.
Okay.
Oh, he did tell you actually get so that comic is physically with him.
Yes. So
Right. Okay.
yeah. So you have a copy. Yes.
Okay. I was not aware of
So
that.
I plugged the podcast with that comic.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this week, thankfully, we are done with the good TV shows. So we have time to go back to our first love, which is comics. So
Yes.
this week we'll be talking about some new comics that have come out, the Absolute series from DC Comics. We'll also be giving a long-awaited review for Storm One,
Yes.
which we've kept on postponing for a while. And then Darkboy will torture us with his nonsense, our Superman and Lewis, because he insists on watching that for some reason. So yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do it for the podcast.
Okay.
You can have a comic book superhero in the podcast and not talk about a show that's actually live on air.
Yeah, we can actually. We definitely can.
What show?
Yeah.
What show are we talking about?
Superman and Lewis, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dapo, you can give us your summary.
Oh yeah. So because I did the summary last week. It's 2 episodes. The first episode, I'm going to skim through it. There's nothing much of note.
You can say that for the entire show, but continue.
No. When we talk about episode 6, it's basically more of what I spoke about earlier. And another inhabitant of Smallville is hinting that he knows who Superman is and doing a little wink nudge. Don't worry, we won't tell you your secrets, kind of stuff. The highlight of episode 6 is there's a fist fight between Clark and Lex. So a depowered Clark. So Lex rigged up the street lights to be red sun radiation. And they did this like overnight somehow. They waited and rigged all the street lights to red light radiation. So him and Clark face up, and they basically have a good punch up. Which for a while I thought Lex was going to prevail, but Superman, Clark, let me call him Superman this time around. Clark managed to lay out a good ass whooping, and he only stopped when he realized that, okay, do I want to really go beyond the line, especially in front of my kids and kids and Lewis. So and to be honest, the whole of Smallville also stand up to Lex in this issue. So in this episode, it's not, again, I'm not praising it beyond what it's worth. It just had a couple of good scenes, and for me, it was the fight, and then a scene where the whole of Smallville kind of said no to Lex. He literally walked into the bar. He's trying to get some people to sell out, and they're wavering, and he's offering them more and more ridiculous money. But then they walk into this bar, and this is where some of these people start to think Clark. There seems to be some unspoken vibe that Clark is more than, some people know, and they're saying we need to start, because since Clark is so against Lex, it must be for good reason. They stand up to him. And in that scene, Lex walks to the bar and says, "Listen, I'm going to offer you 10 million. This is a house that's probably worth $500,000." But the old Smallville said no. So two good scenes. No, there's nothing major beyond that. But what they've done in that episode, and I'm going to move on to the next episode, which is episode 7. And this is the episode they've clearly been building up to for a lot of this season, where every episode, since that one more person was hinting at knowing the secret of Superman. So episode 7 now, and I'll say this up front: if this was an HBO series, or who else does good shows, this would be like your Emmy, the episode they will submit for Emmy Awards type material. It has the material. I mean, for this show, it's still one of the highlight episodes, but that's within the level of this show itself. So it's above the other episodes, but it could have been so much better. This could have been a god tier episode. Long story short, this episode is showing us the cost that Clark has endured by trying to keep his identity secret. And there's a lot of flashbacks. So what we have is we have Jordan and Jonathan kicking back against this whole secret identity thing. You know, some of us are friends. If you remember a couple of seasons back where they were on the football team, So now that some people started to suspect that these guys are super boy, there's one guy who's saying, "Oh, that's why you were so good. That's why you got me kicked off the team," and kind of accusing them of that, and they're denying it. But Jonathan and Jennifer, they don't want to deny it. They don't really buy into this whole secret identity thing. But they keep on showing us flashbacks of how when Clark was young, he had to buy in it because the difference was his parents, there was nobody else like him. They were flying a spaceship, so they were afraid that they would come and take him away and make an experiment on them. So Clark is clearly trying to replicate how he was raised with the kids, and it's not working. So there's a clash of ideologies around this. But one of the good scenes that I liked was that the guy who nearly got into a fight with Jordan and Jonathan about this whole secret identity thing. Clark goes to the parents, to see the parents. The parents and the parents surprised, "Oh yeah, don't worry, my son." And Clark's basically sitting in this room, convincing the mom that the son's a liar. And this guy just sitting there, "I'm not lying, it's true." But Clark is, because he's trying to keep it secret, he's saying it. And the kid goes to the room, really frustrated and annoyed. And you think, "Mate, what are you doing? Really and truly, just to preserve what your identity is, you're almost making this guy look like to be the villain of the piece." And this is a kid. So they kind of try to start hitting it. And then basically there's one guy who I don't know if you remember a episode last season where we said that Clark beat up one person who tried to beat up what's his name?
Jonathan?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, you know the guy, basically one trailer trash guy. So this guy comes back. He also heard about this whole Clark is Superman thing. And then he goes, "No, that explains why Clark was able to wipe the floor with him." So he comes back and basically he comes back. Now, he comes back to the bar and confronts Superman. Now, one of the costs, and this is why I like the flashbacks, is they show Jimmy Olsen. We get to meet Jimmy Olsen. And they show how Jimmy Olsen, when he came to Metropolis, was like his best friend and always wanted to take him out, always wanted to bring him in stuff. And how Superman, obviously, because he's doing Superman things, would always give an excuse as to why not to go. And Jimmy got to the point thinking, "Guy, if you don't like me, just say you don't like me. Why all these excuses?" And then Jimmy, at one point, thinks, "Hang on a minute, what?" He noticed a couple of coincidences. "Oh, wait, this guy, are you Superman?" He access to, "If you're Superman, just tell me. I understand why you let me down because he joined their baseball team, man. Just tell me." And then Clark does something. I know why he does it. So there's a final, and then also says, "You know what? I'm going to call you for that final, if you don't turn up and I see there's a Superman film somewhere at the same time, then
Oh
I'll
no,
know,
you're the one. Yeah.
I know that one. So I thought to myself, what's going to happen is he not going to turn up and he's saving somebody and you get confronted, or luckily there's nothing going to happen and you turn up. But what Clark does, there was no emergency and he did turn up.
Oh, so
Yeah.
basically made himself an asshole. Like, okay, I just don't want to. Okay.
And then so Jimmy went, right, okay, you know what? Sorry, you're not Superman, but clearly, you just have an issue, fine.
Hanging out with me, yeah.
And basically, he lost Jimmy as a friend. So now, with all this going on, he's reflecting on all his life and everything. And then this guy comes to the bar to comfort Clark. And Clark has already called Jimmy that he wants to talk to him. So they've not spoken for years, is that? But he calls him that, please come, I need to get something off my chest. And this guy comes to the bar. Long story short, he pulls out a gun and shoots at Clark. But again, this is what I'm saying, it's not that great. It just on HBO. You could telegraph what was going to happen. You knew that Clark was no longer going to pull any tricks. He just literally stood up in this bar, a diner. It's a diner. Basically took off his and chested the bullets, and everybody in there, all some more villains are going, and they are doubling down on the fact that taking off the glass.
So everybody found out who he was at the diner.
Yeah, so he's now out. He's out, and then he granted an interview to the world to explain that yes, I am Clark Kent.
And he didn't give Jimmy the
Dapo, why
exclusive.
are you watching this show? Just why?
Well, one, it's why am I watching this show? It's Superman. I like no. You ask a question, I'm going to answer you. It's not that bad that I can't endure like I think 40 minutes. And this is the last season.
You've endured worse also.
Oh, I've watched way worse than this.
Because like I'm a big Superman fan.
Yep.
He's my favorite superhero.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, for me, it's like, why would I watch something that is doing this thing so intentionally bad? Even though they try to get some spirit of it right. It's like it's for me, it's more difficult to watch it than to watch a superhero show of something I don't like or the character I'm not particularly invested in. Because this is my favorite character, and then you are doing, and I don't have issues with them with revealing Superman's character. It's been done in the past several times, but like the way you've just described it being done, it's one of the dumbest ways possible. Like, it's not even him doing it himself; it's him choosing to, like, someone is shooting a gun at him, and I'm like, he's accepting.
He could have got away, but up to this point, basically the whole show is saying everybody's pushing him that, listen, give it up. There's a thing where you go to the shop and this girl knows he's Superman. And and she's trying to hint, oh, look at the TV, something's happening. You're gonna go. And he's still trying to pretend, no, not Superman. And then he comes up with a stupid excuse and does it.
You see, like you said, there's a good story there. The cost of not being Superman, like there's a cost to it, obviously, a cost in personal relationships. But there is also a reason why he's being Superman, why he has a secret identity. Yeah. So what you just described is definitely trying to, how would I put it now, whitewash the reasons as not being good enough and say the cost outweigh the reasons.
To be honest, I do, and the one thing I will agree, and I'm not talking about how the show executes this.
Yeah.
One thing I agree, the secret identity thing, especially in the circumstances he is, especially with his two kids.
Yeah.
It's almost an unbelievable. It makes no more sense anymore. Go on.
If the kids hadn't, if this idiot, what's the other boy's name, hadn't revealed himself as Superboy already. Yeah, if he was if his identity was to Lex, if his identity was still secret, I'm not sure I would see a good reason why Superman should reveal this.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Let's project this.
Yeah.
First, it was just Superman and Mark Kent and Park Kent. Get it? You don't want to show up. Go to Metropolis, big city, fine. Now you're back in Smallville. Now it's free of you with powers. Now villains are coming to it's when does it stop? When they have kids and they have it. What to me, it's a part of cards.
It's like
Sorry, just a few.
yeah.
This is one of the few times where Marvel Marvel had the benefit of 30 years of seeing what DC was doing with secret identities, and Marvel went, you know what? For majority of our characters, they're not going to have secret identities. It makes no sense. Even the ones that have it, like Peter Parker and Daredevil, it's a struggle, really, truly, to believe they've kept it for so. The one person whose secret identity I actually have no wish to be exposed, and I think it serves the character very well, is Batman. To me, he's the one person that if his secret identity is out, it should be game over. In terms
No,
of
because Batman cannot work. No, so if Batman's secret identity is out, I actually won't mind that story anymore. Because he gets to become Batman full time, and there's no longer Bruce Wayne. So
I
it's a
agree,
case where Bruce Wayne's life is game over, and everybody knows Bruce Wayne is Batman, but he's Batman full time.
Yeah, but then everybody knows his weaknesses. All his family members will be
He
targeted.
doesn't have which weaknesses does he have? All his family members are bats of their own.
Yeah, but then you got Kid Nightwing, you kill Bob. See,
Like they are all the same. They are all one big. Like I would read a story of that happening where their identities are all revealed. But for Superman, for me, Superman's secret identity works because that's the entire point of Superman's character, where he's the human side and the super. Yes, it's like balancing. I'm human and I'm super. So,
but okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
and let's take a step away from the comics, because comics are unending and
yeah.
But let's talk in the natural flow of life.
Yes,
you're Superman. Do you think you get to an age where you say, actually, you know what, guys, this is me. I've done this for 30, 40 years. It's to a point where this is now causing more harm. Because they put out to him that, so, Clark, you got no friends. You literally have no friends. And that's the reason why you don't have any friends anymore, because of your secret identity.
See, that's the problem.
And the kids are saying, we don't want that. That might have served you right. We want friends. We don't want to be lying. We want to grow up normally. And
no,
Lewis go on.
No, yeah. So for Clark, he has Lewis one.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping him from bringing in his closer friends into his circle, people he trusts. Because the secret identity thing, if you give it up once, you can never take it back. It's the genie that is never going back into the bottle. So for me, if in that situation, even for the kids self, I'd rather they don't give it up, because it changes their life completely. And it's not just their choice. When they have kids, except they decide to fall off the face of the earth, those kids are going to have to So it's like,
but we have superheroes who have no secret identities, and
their lives are completely messed up. Or their kids' life are either completely divorced from
give
reality.
Example, like who? Example.
Take the Fantastic Four. Their kids, they are great kids, but their life are completely divorced from reality.
Yeah, but it should, in a way, they are demigods.
Yeah.
Even if they had a sort of identity, they would be pretending. They are not Clark. They would be pretending.
Yeah. The closest example was in real life is celebrities, right?
Okay.
Whose lives are out there already.
Yeah.
Like there are some celebrities that go a very big way to keep their family secrets, to try and keep that part of their life secret. They form secret identity to go and mingle. So for me, it's like that's the difference.
But what happens to the kids when they come of age?
When they come of age, like some celebrities, we don't know their kids. Their kids are living normal lives.
Those kids
even
go
of age,
those kids go out and wild out a lot.
No, there are some that go on wild out, but there are some that up till now we don't know what their kids are doing.
I do think there's a healthy balance. Like I would say, again, we're talking about fiction here. But I would say, let's say I was Superman and I had this kid.
Yeah,
I would protect them out their formative years. I would want to try. I can still try to keep them out of the public eye. But once I get to certain ages, it's out of your control, to be honest. Let's say they're above 21, you can't really say, or 18.
Yeah.
You might still talk to them, don't do it. But in the end, they're their own person, and they will do what they want to do. So I can see both sides of the coin.
Arguments of the coin, but because like it's for me, it's so irresponsible.
Okay. Let me ask a question here.
Yeah.
All three of you suddenly today, you're getting powers.
Yeah.
Would anybody here go public?
No. It depends on the powers, but no.
No.
Until I fully understand it. No.
Okay, I'm giving you some of my powers, and I'm giving you without any weakness, no kryptonite, nothing.
Yeah. No.
Okay. No, fair enough.
I'm thinking about it, but no, I probably won't go public.
See, here's the thing for me. I've always thought about this. If I go public, even though nobody can take me because my power level, I'll still be thinking somebody will try on with somebody close to me.
So yeah.
But in my mind, I will make a public display of murdering everybody.
So for me, it's less that. It's less somebody trying, even on the danger side, but more on the social side.
Okay.
If I go public, my entire life has changed already. Like I no longer control.
Okay, so let me put this way: you don't go public.
Yeah.
Your life not change. Are you still going to be 95? I mean, I'm trying to see.
Yeah, but I probably won't do my 9 to 5. I probably will be doing something else. But I still have some measure of control on who I let in, on who my family lets into their life. Yeah.
Would you've kept a secret identity.
Yeah.
Would your life now be revolving around the powers, even though you're doing secrets? Surely it has to.
I don't know. I don't know what else. Like Superman's powers are so useless in the modern age. Like they're some of the most useless set of powers to have in terms of how it changes your life right now. I'm not going to be I'm going to be flying around, but it doesn't on weekends on stuff like that. But it doesn't, except I'm going public, it doesn't change. I'm not going to be robbing banks. I'm not going to be punching criminals.
No,
I'm not going to be melting.
You would be super rich. You'd be super rich. You'd be able to do whatever you want. You'd be able to go after your own pursuits. You'd have pursuits that nobody on earth could do.
Yeah.
Okay. I would devote my life to just using those powers. What to use it for? What is a whole different ball game. Obviously, I'm not standing in the middle of the roof waiting for bank robbers. No.
There's so many ways. There's so many ways to monetize it. Look, hey, I'll go to NASA. Give me a camera. I'll go to Jupiter and get you live pictures. I'll be back in a minute. A million a pop.
Funny enough, I won't even do anything like that. I won't go to any. Nah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To me, that was my first options. Taking people to Mars. Taking the order.
For me. Like that's a one-way street to revealing your secret identity in this modern age.
No, I want to. No, I'm saying I would not go public. I will go public.
You would go public.
Yeah, I'm not doing any. That's a secret.
Any secret identity. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like if for some reason they made you a billionaire now.
Yeah.
How would you live your life? Like.
Right. So a billionaire. Unfortunately, I don't think you can even hide that.
No, you won't. Like you're not going to go out of your way to hide it. But there are billionaires that live reclusive lives. Their lives are not in the media. Their lives are not anywhere.
Those who know will know. Those who know will know.
Those who know will know. But like nobody's going out of their way to find you.
But having powers. Being a billionaire is not it is unusual, but it's not
as unusual as having powers.
Having superpowers is like society changing. Also, it's like world changing events. It's like aliens come to Earth, basically, kind of life changing. Okay, anyway, I think we spent too much time on this.
No, but it's usually fun to digress for superheroes to talk about.
So but again, if I'm scoring this overall, I'm still scoring 2 or less over 5 stars. but I think I've got like I don't think there's many more for me to watch before the whole series is over.
One thing I would say is that you're lucky Kex was not here because you calling this show and mentioning HBO beside it for any reason at all would have
No,
got me into a new one.
It's funny you say that
Yeah.
because Kex today called a show God tier. That if he was in front of me, I would have slapped him for even using the word God tier.
What show did they call God tier?
He called Lioness God tier.
Tunde agrees with him, right?
I don't argue against it. Like I won't call it God tier, but like I won't argue against someone calling it God tier.
That means that means you agree.
are treading a fine line. You are trying to.
It's not that.
There's no fine line. Is agreeing is God tier.
It's like saying I won't argue that Dune is. I won't argue people that call Dune a God tier movie, even though I won't call it that. So it's not yet. I know that's what I'm saying. Like I won't argue with you for calling it God tier, but if you ask me my score, it will be an 8/10. It's not God tier. So that's the same way I feel Lioness.
I think Lioness is good. Borderline, possibly very good. No, to me, it's not even close to God tier at all. There's too many. I enjoy it, and I don't want to bash it, but there are some points where I just roll my eyes. I always won't lie.
Okay, but anyway. Well, that's on that side, not comics. Okay. Although it's almost comic book related with the way it's shot, but it's fine. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's my Superman and Lewis roundup. It's going to be a quick roundup. We still spent 26 minutes on it.
Yeah. So moving on to Absolute Comics.
Yes.
So for context for viewers, DC started a new comic book imprint. Well, not an imprint, but a new spin-off universe per se, where they are teaming up superstar artists and writers to write ongoing series in an Elseworld. Now, DC has done so many Elseworlds like this before. They've done the Earth 1 series. So what is separating this one is that it's going to be an ongoing rather than a one-off. So it's basically more like the Ultimate Universe or 2000 when Marvel started off than anything else. And they have put their best writers on these books. Like the writers that we are getting on each book are some of the best writers working for DC right now. On Batman, we have Scott Snyder. On Superman, we have Jason Aaron.
Yes.
On Wonder Woman, I think is it Kelly?
Kelly Thompson. Yep.
Yes, it's Kelly Thompson. We have Jeff Lemire on one of the books as well.
Yes, I think he's doing Flash, isn't he?
He's going to be doing yes.
Okay.
So we have all these.
He can handle Flash.
He can handle Flash. Yeah, like we have all these amazing writers taking this character, and the premise is this: they take the character, they drill down to the essentials, and they change everything. Like if you strip a character of what is known about the character, what is left, and how can you tell a story with that? So for Batman, they say if you take away all his wealth, take away his relationship with Alfred, take away all his connections, his Ra's al Ghul connection, and all of that. What is left for Batman? How do you tell a Batman story for that? For Wonder Woman, you take away her connection to the Amazon, you take away her entire family, you drop her in hell, and you try to tell the story of how does this character become Wonder Woman. For Superman, you take away the fortress, you take away the loving parents, and you drill down to that essential, what is Superman without all these things. And one comment I'll make here before we jump into these books is that they are taking 3 characters in DC that are rich characters, like they come from wealthy backgrounds, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. One is a princess, one is a billionaire, one is last son of the one of the biggest families on Krypton, and they are making them.
He wasn't rich on Earth though.
He has the fortress of solitude. Like, his poverty was optional.
Yeah, he has resources. That's very clear. He has resources.
Yes. He has access to everything. So like they are making these characters less unrelatable to nowadays because of we actually don't like people that are super rich now. And they are making them more relatable and more middle class or more lower class, yes, and giving them a lot more conflict than these characters would have normally faced, and trying to
Yeah.
tell stories with them. Now, normally this premise is usually a very bad idea because the writers just look for the most edgy interpretation of the story and
Look,
run with it. They turn Batman to Punisher, they turn Superman to Hyperion, they turn Wonder Woman to Catwoman or something similarly stupid. But this is very different, and yeah. So, Dapo, which book do you want us to start with?
I want to start with my least favorite ones of the three. So
Okay,
let's start with Wonder Woman.
Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolute
why
Wonder
is
Woman.
it your least favorite?
Okay, so this might be simply a comparative thing. I really enjoyed Superman, Absolute Superman, a lot, and we'll come to that. I enjoyed Batman, and I enjoyed Batman, Absolute Batman, and but there's two of those out, and I think really the two together, I really enjoyed those two as well. I thought really good. With Wonder Woman, it still was okay. I at no point did it grab me that I thought, oh god, I'm really interested in this. It's you spoke about taking away the normal trappings that surround this character. So in this book, for anybody listening, Wonder Woman was not raised in paradise. I'm going to use the word Paradise Island on purpose. She was not raised in Paradise Island among the other Amazons, and which had a privileged upbringing. As very early on, she is taken away from the Amazons as a punishment. I think Zeus was it Zeus? Yes, Zeus wants to punish the Amazons for betraying him, and the daughter and Diana taken from them and dropped on an island called Hell. So this is a desolate island, and there's only one person living on this island, and she's a prisoner there as well. And who is it? It's Cersei. You know, the witch, who's really in normal comics is an enemy of
Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Wonder
Woman.
Woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in this universe, she's raising Wonder Woman from a baby. Well enough, I liked the when Apollo delivers a baby to Cersei. Like, listen, you will take care of this baby. There seems to be this underlying tone that Zeus doesn't care if she dies, if this baby dies on this island. And Cersei, being Cersei, goes, "Oh, do I really want to be burdened with this kid?" So initially, she's ambivalent to this whole thing. She doesn't really care. And literally the first day, a snake comes to try and attack Wonder Woman. Now, it seems these creatures, and this will happen a lot, are really being sent by the gods to try and end Diana. But she beats the snake, kind of like, if anybody remembers the Hercules story about the snake, similar to that. But as she goes from a baby to a toddler, she starts making friends of all these animals that are sent to her. So they're trying to be this to that. Listen, she not only she seems to be able to warm hearts, which includes the heart of her mother slash jailer slash warden, Cersei. Cersei comes to think of her in a very fun manner. So that's how she grows. Now, in the real world, it seems for some reason there's an upside down pyramid that's attacking. Was it Gateway City? I can't remember what city it was. It was attacking a city.
Yeah.
Gateway
Gateway.
City. Gateway
Oh,
City.
okay. So thank you. Gateway City. And these demons fly out, and then from nowhere, Wonder Woman appears on the most
Skeleton.
ugly looking Pegasus ever.
Skeleton
Yeah,
Pegasus. Yeah.
Skeleton Pegasus. That's so
yes.
metal. Yeah.
Well, what has that? Listen, this is why they do all this nonsense because of people like you. What do you mean? It did look like I love Pegasus. Knowing they're beautiful horses. I hated the look of this, but anyway, I guess it goes with the whole idea that she's from hell. So why would she be riding a very good-looking horse? I get it. And so she comes to the rescue of Gateway City, murking these demons. And it seems this is just the first wave of this attack. harbinger. Was it a harbinger creature comes out?
Yeah.
Who she's about to fight.
Yep.
To me, okay, it's not okay comic. I think one, the art. See, it's a book where things just don't click that much to me, unlike it did in the other two. I'm thinking, okay, I get this, I get the story, I follow the story, okay. But I never at any time felt a connection to the story or it clicked to me. And even the art itself, I believe I think it's the kind of art that has to grow on me.
That's very
to,
fair.
Yeah. I got a feeling that this might be after 2 or 3 issues, I wouldn't even notice it anymore, and I'll like it. It's not. I'm not saying the art's bad. It's different. That's just the word. It's different.
Yeah. The art reminds me of like all these mystic books we've read recently, like Pretty Deadly. If you remember that, yes, where they are trying to go for a mystic feel.
Yeah.
For it. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You mentioned the word mystic. I think one of the changes they made here, and don't get me wrong, Diana's always been of a mystical origin, but I've never felt she was a magic user. I think in this case, in this incarnation, she's actually going to be more of a magic user herself.
Yes.
Rather than just a product of magic.
She was a magical being, but she never really did incantations. And this one, I saw she did an incantation on the first page.
She's casting spells. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, for me, I'm sold. This first, unlike the other books where the first issue is a bigger introduction into the world and everything, we get a lot of story going on. This is an introduction into the character itself. Like, this is her backstory. This is what happened, and this is her. This is how she looks like right now. And from that premise alone, I'm sold. I think I've been sold on this vision of Diana since the initial, what's this thing called, images.
Previews,
Previews first came out. Now, to Dako's point, this book doesn't have much more than the previews beyond the backstory that we could have just guessed from the blob. She was raised by Cersei. She wasn't raised in Amazon, so she was raised in hell, and she's fighting monsters. So it's just an introduction to her. And for me, it does a good enough job as an introduction to the character that I already like. So I'm really looking forward to a Diana that is using magic, that isn't using our usual lasso of truth.
Oh, you know what? I just realized she didn't have that. She doesn't have that, does she?
She has one red spell she's using, and she's using this very big, ginormous sword, which is
she had
so fitting.
She had one of those magical purses that can take anything.
Yes.
Because she drew the sword.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm down. Like, this is a kind of reimagination of Diana that just it clicks for me. Like, if you tell me this is a reimagination of Diana, it just clicks. Like, this is the kind of old version of characters I would love to see. Okay. You know, when they do old versions of character, or they do all these panels where they see Wonder Woman and you meet a bunch of other like the Council of Reeds. And you go, oh, this is a really cool read I want to read a story about, just based on the way it's drawn. This is that for me for Diana. And so, yeah, I'm 100% sold on this particular book. I'm looking forward to reading more and seeing what more happens with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what would you rate it?
What about Red? Has Red,
have you read it?
No, I just started reading it. No.
Okay.
Well, for Wonder Woman, okay, you know what? I'm going to be very generous at the moment. I will give it an opening 3/5 for me.
Okay. I'm going to be, just word of warning, I'm going to be super generous with this book. Yeah, so I'll give it a 3.8 for me, as close to a 4 as I can get. Yeah. Okay. I like the book.
So I have a question. Tunde mentioned that these books are meant to be ongoing, but when I just started reading it now, I see this says 1 of 5.
Yeah, so Scott Snyder clarified that this is just a first arc. And depending on how sales go on, the books will continue. So as long as the books are making money and the authors are willing, the stories will continue.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
yes, that's the first of the ultimate book of the absolute books.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to do Superman next or Batman?
Let's Superman.
Superman. Okay, Superman is the only other book with one issue.
Yes.
And yes, this is my favorite book of all three, just to kick things off.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it,
I agree. I agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
why I would say is my favorite book of all three is that unlike Wonder Woman, where this is a cool
Mhm.
alternate version of Wonder Woman, this book of Superman, I won't mind if this becomes the new story of Superman. Like if this becomes canon
Okay. Right.
to
Okay.
Superman's mythology, I won't mind it at all. So if first of all, it dramatically reimagines Krypton. So Krypton normally is this post-scarcity world where everybody's happy, but it takes the flaws that we know in Krypton already, the divide between the science and everything,
Yeah.
the stubbornness of people, and it reimagines how that fits in society. So we kick off where Krypton is a world of massive divide, where the ultra rich scientists live in wonderful cities,
Yeah.
and then we have the ultra poor, the laborers that live below. Well, I won't call them ultra poor because
They're
they're
not.
still
They're
at
not.
advanced.
So they're not poor. I think it's a
Yeah,
class. It's more of a
it's a
class
class. Yeah,
system. Yeah.
it's a class system. So it's not as if they are poor like that, but it's still a class system that
Yeah.
exists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
where there are still some resources where they need people from above to share for them. And
Yeah. And I guess the ruling class
yeah,
are seen as the rulers, and they give the orders. And certain
yes.
classes are just they take the orders, or they're seen as not as good.
Yes, exactly. And one of the first changes they made is the logo of Superman. So it's no longer standing for the House of Hell, where Superman comes from.
Yeah.
It's now standing as the symbol for the laborers
Yes.
themselves,
Yeah.
while the ruling class have the sun symbol
Yeah.
that we've seen so many times in Superman comics. But now that's what it's standing for. And then the laborers are the ones with the S
Yeah.
logo on their chest, where they
Yeah.
all wear that. Now, in a cool twist, this first issue mostly focuses on Superman's parents. That's Jor-El and Lara. And
Yeah.
we learn their backstory a bit where both of them are meant to be the ruling classes, but because they stood up to the ruling classes,
Yeah. They
they
were
got they were yeah, they were thrown down to
demoted. Can we use the word
demoted.
demoted? No, they weren't demoted. They were brought access to ascending to the ruling class,
Yes,
which
yes.
their brains would have deserved, because they were very great scientists
Yep.
and were meant for great things, but because they criticized the government,
Yeah.
and when I say criticize, they didn't even criticize it. It was like, oh, why don't we do interplanetary travel anymore?
Yeah.
It coming by a 9-year-old, and because of that, they banned her from ever becoming part of
Ascending.
the Science Council.
Yeah.
So
This is like
just asking questions, not
questions. Yeah. Yeah. So it shows like this for me makes a lot more sense as to why Krypton is allowed to die than this ultra utopian society that just refuse to answer questions that we know from the comics. So this explains why people are like that because they are as advanced as they are, they've become focused in thinking in a particular path, and like they say, they are progress at all costs
Yeah,
kind of society.
and I do think, to give credit to the book, I think the book also makes the nature of the pending disaster not as very. It makes it like something that you would struggle to believe this person, because all the normal equipment are showing that there's no
In
issue.
that,
Yeah,
yes,
oh,
exactly.
so
yeah, yeah.
it's not imminent.
Yeah, so it's not, like no one in superhero. It's like so obvious that this is, and people say no, don't worry about the earthquakes. Here there seems to be like reasons for them why they won't believe. What are you talking about? Okay, test that, and so I can see. I mean, I think as time goes on, we'll see a bit more about. And remember, this they're now being told this most likely by somebody who belongs to the lowest class, who's in effect, not to put too many words on it, a laborer class,
Yeah,
trying to explain to the Science Council what's wrong with the planets?
So in Naija parlance, rich men are talking. Poor man says they have the idea.
So in this book, Jorel, when he was supposed to join the science class, like gave a speech condemning, oh, why are you destroying the planet? All these environmentalists, why are you destroying the planet? Blah blah blah. It's going to why you mining is going to cause problems. Blah blah. Stop this, and that's why he's cast down from the science council. And then he noticed because he's on the liberal class now, he's investigating more, and he's noticing a bit more, and that's what's So that backstory already, for me, it makes a lot more sense.
It's engaging. And guys, we've described a lot about the parents. This is literally the backstory. We still get to see Superman himself.
Exactly. And then now we get to see Superman. Well, we don't meet Superman immediately. We are like, oh, I think they're in Brazil or one other country.
Yeah, Brazil,
at the mining shafts where some poor people are being forced to mine for this massive corporation. And almost to their deaths. Now, Superman, the liberal class for Superman are miners on Krypton.
Yeah.
That's what his parents were.
Farmers.
Yeah, farmers, but like they
were,
mining and stuff like that. So he has been apparently going around helping miners and digging the quotas they need for them, but without even fully understanding the the greater realities behind that. Because like we're here,
Wait, hold on. So Superman is grown on Krypton.
We don't know.
So we in Krypton we see him around the age. I think I would say, let's say at least he's must be 5 or 6.
Okay,
and he's still on Krypton at that point. Yeah. So this Superman doesn't leave Krypton as a baby.
That's my question. So it's still on Krypton.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when we see him on Earth, I would put him around under 20.
Yeah.
I don't think he's 20 yet. Yeah.
I'll put him really young on Krypton.
So he's on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's around 18, maybe 17. What we don't know is how long he's been on Earth for.
So he remembers Krypton.
He must do. Yes, he does. And he also has I guess I call it a Kryptonian theory or Kellex type. That's talking in this. Yeah. Okay. But what he doesn't have is the fortress. He's basically got his fortress is like, I think it's got something that he's got some artifacts from Krypton, but they're literally things that you can carry around with him, and it's the bare minimum. I'm guessing. I don't think they say this outright, but I think he's got these gauntlets that's helping him absorb the solar radiation better. But when he fights or when he uses powers, he depletes them, and he has to spend some time to try and recharge it. But he's a do-gooder, and he sometimes doesn't take the time to recharge as he should do. To the extent he's been going around the world helping people at this lower class level, like miners, farmers. He's been to the desert. He's been to water. So this time he's in Brazil, and this guy has sent a massive quota for this guy to work in this mine, and these mines are full of asbestos, so it's actually killing them. But what he will do, he goes in there and gets out of that quota they need to do for a whole day. He does it like in 2 minutes, so that they don't have to spend time in the mine. But obviously, you go in, and then 3 minutes later, you come up with all these diamonds. Obviously, your overseers will go, hang a minute.
What's going on?
There's no way you've done that. Yeah, right. You've exceeded quotas, but how on earth did you do this? But it seems... Yeah, go on. You could ask a question?
So it's basically like a video game character who depletes his energy and needs to recharge.
At the moment, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What we don't know is that just because it's just on Earth, it's not built up enough reserves of
the red sun, energy. The yellow sun.
Yeah. Will he get more and more powerful as he goes along? We don't know. Or will he always have to do this? And I like him a lot because one, he's not even. It's weird for me saying I like this book because my favorite versions of Superman have been the smiley, hopeful, bright, iconic type, goody two-shoes type of Superman. That's been my favorite Superman. He's not that. He's still bright. I still like the colors in the book. He's still bright, but he's a bit. I don't want to use the word. He's got an edge. He hasn't got an edge. He's annoyed at what he sees the abuse of this class of workers, which I guess reminds him of his parents.
Yeah.
So yeah. So he's not a superhero in terms of superheroine.
Yeah.
He's almost like trying to help the oppressed.
So that's Superman. Yes. So like this goes back to the origins of Superman.
Our Superman is not. It doesn't have. Our Superman will not go to Syria. Our Superman will not go to Iraq. Our Superman will not go into Afghanistan.
Exactly. Yes. Now that's the case. But like, if you go back to the origins of Superman, like, and that's why I really like this book a lot. Like the Jeff, the Shuster, and all of that. Where Superman will be attacking rich landlords and hanging them off the ceilings. Like even the New 52 book, where was his name? Morrison harking back to that, where you see Superman dangling criminals off roof and telling them to confess these things. It goes back to that, and it fits the modern age a lot more. Because if a kid like gains powers with the Superman mentality, they're not going to be saying, "Oh, I won't do this, I won't do that." They are more likely going to be confronting these big corporations, which we have a big standing for there as Lazarus Corp, the company that owns everything. Yeah. So like it makes sense that the son of a farmer, like Superman is standing in place of these people and like confronting this corporation. So for me, when you like the Superman we've come to know now, he operates from a privileged point of view, basically.
That's what you mean. Yeah.
Yes, his morality comes from a place of privilege and power. Like it doesn't. I would like that, and it's a common trope in his stories. He doesn't get it. Yeah. Like that's why because of his privilege, that's why he would not intervene in Syria and these things, because his morality, while theoretically it's correct, like you don't know the catastrophes they're going to cause by intervening. It's also divorced from like the individuals on the ground. Basically. And let's not forget how much is shaped by American politics, but that's another story for another day. How much Superman is shaped by American politics. But, yes. But that's a story for another day. But this character is shaped by the current realities of how people see what is right and what is wrong. Like Lazarus Corp is clearly standing for companies like Amazon, Facebook, and the rest of them. Like you can put in any big mega corporation there, and that's Lazarus Corp. Yeah, they have their peacemakers.
They've got sweatshops and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So like this is why this story for me is going to resonate a lot more, and hopefully it goes long enough that this becomes a new defining Superman for the next.
I have to say, I love the art.
It's
on
good.
This. Yeah, that's really good. The colors, I don't speak about colors often. The colors on this, I do not have the words to explain in a very poetic manner why I like the colors, but it's bright at the same time muted, and I don't even understand how that works. So when you see Superman, well, Krypton itself is very bright. I like the colors, very nice and bright. When they're when they're in Brazil, you could see the tones are a bit darker because always this is they're in the mine, they're poor people. But yeah, Superman suits it's a slightly brighter, but it's not. I can't really describe it. I love the art, I love the colors, and I like the writing. So to me, the first issue of this was a slam dunk. Red, have you read this?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, just for me, Jason Aaron's is a good writer anyway. Generally, overall.
Yeah. No question.
Yeah. So far, one issue, I'm on board instantly with.
Yeah.
And I even like the body type he has.
Yes.
Yeah. Start reading this now.
Yes, no, 100%. Like this feels like the start. You know, all those epic books we've read all those iconic runs we've read in this modern age. This feels like the start of one of them, basically. For me,
I'm going to annoy you now. You know who he looks like. He looks like Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Like Jordan. I guess more of his hairstyle than anything
Yeah,
else.
it does. It does. Yes. Yeah.
Which Jordan?
From
Superman
Superman
and
Lewis.
Lois.
The
Oh, okay,
son.
Yes.
the son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be the inspiration. You never know.
Nah, but yeah.
I'm guessing, and not being a white person, not having hair at all, I'm getting that hairstyle is probably in vogue because Jordan
Most
has
likely
it.
that's why. Yeah.
Yeah, this character has it.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe.
uh,
Okay. So yes, I'm really looking forward to them revealing more of the backstory. And
yeah.
then, oh, one big thing I should say is that Lois is not a reporter, but instead she works for Lazarus.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah. So like the next, at least the first arc is going to be Superman versus Lois. That's one of
Yeah.
the
Yeah, she seems to be an antagonist, especially at the end. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, antagonist. And then we say the Kent's farm is completely destroyed, and that was just sad.
Yes. It seems his arrival probably killed him.
I hope not. I didn't get that from that, but oh wow, yes, you are probably right.
That's what I thought. Oh, did this guy kill them on arrival?
So
You know
Right.
what? I didn't think of that like
So
that way.
what name is he using? Clark Kent or what? If he killed them, so
No
what's his
Yeah,
name?
No name. He has no
no
name.
name.
No name. Okay.
Yeah.
I
I mean, it's not.
think they even refer to him like they didn't even call him a name. They go, oh, the loner or the brooding one or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he has
Yeah.
no assumed
Yeah.
identity. Okay.
He's
Yes.
not staying anywhere long enough to even need an identity. If I'm being honest,
Okay.
it's just going
Yeah.
from one place to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my favorite book of everything there. So
Yeah,
yes.
I think it's the best.
Yeah. So
Your
what do you?
rating. So my rating for this is easily for the first
Four.
issue. Oh, it's definitely it's more than a 4 for me. It's a 4.3.
Okay.
It's a
Oh,
4.3. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know why I'm
From,
not giving it a 5, 4.9.
hey,
Oh, yeah, you like the 5s anyway. Yeah. 4.3 for
Yeah.
me. I enjoyed it. I like it.
from issue 1.
Issue 1
It's
for
a
me.
for issue one. I
4.9.
like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, things can take a bad turn afterwards, but for now,
Yeah.
it's a solid opening.
Yes. Also, there's a sort of someone that is not Brainiac, but maybe like a
Right.
combination of Luthor and Brainiac at the end.
Very yeah, at the end, you're right. I just assumed it was Brainiac. I didn't even think too much into it. Okay, you might be right.
Yeah.
He did look different.
Because he feels like someone that works at Lazarus Corp. They introduce the Lazarus R&D department. He has all
Yeah.
the Brainiac trappings, but he feels ill, man. So
Yeah,
we'll
because
see.
I've been tracking this guy's
Yeah.
activities, I guess is the word to use.
Well, he may not
Yes.
be. He may end up not being the only alien that's made it to Earth.
We'll see. We'll see, yes. Okay, so that's where we are with Superman. And then going for the final one, Absolute Batman, with 2 issues out.
Yes.
So, Absolute Batman is a big boy.
He's a very big boy.
It's massive. That's the
I
best.
saw
Yeah.
I saw the bicep when I was
Yeah,
punching
it's not just the biceps.
I
This is
saw
a man, yeah. This is a man that ducks when he's coming off trains. He
Who
has to duck to come out of the train.
who would you describe him? Who in real life would you describe his look? Like
He's
size
bigger than
wise.
he's bigger than Schwarzenegger, he's bigger than The Rock.
Oh, no, it's bigger than.
Richard, bigger than Richard self.
Yeah, but Richard is TV big. He's not real life big.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking real life. I mean, in the books, Richard is 6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would think this Batman would be at least 6'5",
At least.
but then built like a shit big house. He's 6'5", probably like 5 feet across. size. He's a brute, size wise. You know,
He's massive.
yeah.
Like he has taken a lot of steroids, God.
Yeah, yeah. There's no way you. I mean, he does work in construction. He does all those
Physical, but
high intensive labor that will naturally build you that kind of structure anyway.
Yeah.
But he's obviously had a great starting point. Anyway, added to it.
Yeah. But this book, as much as they try to make it grounded, it's also very ridiculous. Like that's one. It's like, oh, we are taking away all his money, we're taking away all his toys, but it's still as ridiculous as if he never lost it. Like, I don't see the point of taking away all his money and everything he has, all the resources he has, if he's still going to be doing everything he's doing in this particular book.
They have to backdoor. They have to backdoor Bato Joe.
He's grounded. He's not a billionaire. His dad in this universe was a teacher.
Yeah.
And in terms of how his origin, it was at the zoo. I think they went for a zoo trip.
Yeah.
And I think what happened, there was some danger, and he locked the kids away in the bat enclosure.
Yeah.
And then asked Bruce not to look.
And he was killed.
Yeah, he was killed.
His dad was killed, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like Batman. This book, I'm like, okay, it's a different take on Batman mythology. We've seen different takes over the years, but like this particular one, it's okay. Batman is supposed to be a civil engineer. He has worked all over the various industries in Gotham, sewers, and all of these things. He has built safe houses all over Gotham, but not in strategic places, just in the shape of a bat.
Oh yes. Yeah, it's now. Here's the when I think about this book, it's what he's doing and his activities should be more unbelievable than the billionaire one.
Exactly.
But so far, the manager kept me on board. I mean, because I'm enjoying it as well. And so he has toys. The toys are not quite the same toys we're used to, but in my review, they're still toys.
But and his cape is still bulletproof.
Well, yeah, yes. No, actually. So he has other things as well.
He has the
spikes come out. He can do spikes to come out. He
has resources.
Yeah, the offensive capabilities of that suit are so unique. But we've got no explanation how he came about that. How on earth did you create this kind of suits? We don't know. In issue 2, I want to say it's a version of the Batmobile. When I saw that, I nearly fell on my seat. I literally nearly fell on my seat. This guy, where did you get that from?
It's a construction crane. An entire construction crane used as a Batmobile.
I mean, and where did you park that nobody could see it? So it's a bit ridiculous. But he's also, and I'm going to use the word very carefully here, he's a strategic master. I'm not too sure about his detective skills, but strategic, when he wants to go to battle, he has a clear plan of what he's trying to achieve in that battle. Yeah. In some battles, he's going in there to instill fear, to establish. So and we get to see how he plans and how he strategizes, viewpoint of a totally different character who's hovering around. So we have an Alfred. Now, this is an Alfred that's not linked to Batman, like we normally used to. This is an Alfred that's been sent to Gotham on a mission to observe the gangs that are. There's a particular gang that's causing trouble in Gotham at the moment, which is who Batman's taking on. They've sent Alfred to study that gang, to learn. I don't know whether to learn his ways, but Alfred's in Gotham on a mission. But he's now watching this Batman, and I think he was told at one point that if Batman interferes, that he's meant to take out Batman, but he
refuses.
He doesn't.
Yeah. There's the back and forth between him and Batman, where he's trying to find out the identity, and Batman is playing him as well. So there's that as well. But
you're going.
No, for like the book now. Aside the ridiculousness of Batman's antics, I think the book is really strong on the backstory of the supporting characters.
Yeah.
Like in this version of the world, him and all his villains are friends.
Oh,
So
I love that.
yeah,
I
so
love
they
that.
meet up for card games, like all these backroom card
Yeah.
games. Him and all his major villains. So we have Killer Croc, we have Two Face, we
You
have
have Oz.
Oswald,
Mhm.
and we have Riddler.
Yeah.
Like, and they are all as kids, you could see them, but now they are like, oh, Two Face is making his way in the DA's office.
Yeah.
Oz is becoming a criminal, is growing in the criminal sphere. Like they are all beginning to go into their spaces, but they
Yeah.
are. It's almost as if they are working together on some things, or they have
Yeah.
a grand a plan, like the concept of a plan of some things that they are doing together as well, that they are working towards.
Was yeah, I
But
think so. I mean, they're a very
yeah,
tight knit group. They meet together. I
yeah,
mean, they have. I think there's an issue with Selena. I can't remember. I think she's left,
she was
and
not around. Yeah,
yeah.
I think yeah,
But you're right, because when you look at them, you got Two Face, who's like getting into the whole prosecution side of things. You got Batman himself, who's working as part of the city. So this seems to be a Gotham, like a group of Gotham players who kids who are together, but soon it's almost like that group that Elon Musk used to be part of at one point, where they were and all of them went on to do great things in the tech space. Yeah,
hmm,
I like this. I like this character. I like the portrayal of this Batman. I like the fact that he's one of the more vicious, Batmen, and I like the fact that we're seeing Alfred, and I like when you're seeing your character through the lens of somebody else who's a professional. So
yeah,
as he's observing, he's making commentary on the tactics employed, and I kind of just like that vibe.
yeah,
I like
yeah,
the art on this a lot,
a
but
lot.
I think I'm biased because I'm pretty sure this is the same guy who drew
East of West,
East of
Dakota,
West.
yeah.
Yeah.
East Dakota. Like DC
Okay.
went all out on getting good artists for their books. I would say that, yeah.
Yeah.
So one more thing I want to comment on: the mother is alive in this book. Martha is
Oh,
alive,
yeah,
and
that's true. Oh, yeah.
she knows. Well, Mayor Gordon is no longer commissioner. He's mayor. Is the mayoral candidate, whatever.
No, he
And they
won.
have
He
yes,
ran. He ran on being a cop, right? So they said it there.
That's
yeah,
right. Yeah. That's
I
right.
just
yeah.
I
But he's
just started.
about to lose. Yeah, he's about to lose the next election, so we
Okay,
don't
Yeah.
know.
I just started reading. So
Reading
yeah.
that one. Oh, okay. So there's that as well. And then there's also the fact that Joker is now the one with the billions.
Yes.
Interesting.
So
So
at the end, was
yeah,
he sent by? I can't remember the name of this group. He
the
was sent.
mask.
Oh, is that what they were called? Oh, okay.
I because the name is Roman Sionis, and that's the mask guy from the Batman
Yeah, but
books.
I don't
Yeah.
think. Okay, but I can't remember what the name was called that in this book. But yeah, he turns up. I think he turns up on the very last page.
No,
And
he's the one that is not on the last page. Well, he's the one that when Batman tries to infiltrate them, he's the one that lays a trap for Batman that Batman needs to bust out the tractor. And he tells Batman, "Oh, you have to escape. Let me see you
oh,
escape from
okay,
my guys and the
okay.
police." Yeah,
Why did I think I saw him on the last page? Oh
because
no,
he wears the it's
no,
Selena that's on the last page. He
no,
bust yeah, he has that big
no.
screen where he shows up.
I
Yeah,
think he was on the last page of the first issue.
of the first issue.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah. I think I'm
okay,
mixing it up. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, 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 yeah. So
So
yes,
this guy is 6'8".
Oh, is that what they're saying in the comic?
No, so I counted it. So he has the picture where he was arrested. So
Oh, okay.
the notches is like 6'8".
Yeah, he's big. He's big.
it's
Yeah.
big. Oh, there's even one stupid scene where he
6'8" to
sets a
20.
building on. Yeah, there's a stupid scene where he sets a building on fire in the shape of a bat.
Yeah. For somebody who's got no money,
It
who
has
has no real house, he's doing too much. He's doing too much.
So, uh,
If
I just
you, yeah, go on.
I just started reading, and this Spawn suits is not working for me.
No, you know.
Continue reading.
Yeah, continue. I think after a while,
the spikes and stuff.
Yeah,
and
I think you get used to it.
You
I
get
had
used
an
to it,
issue.
yeah.
I had an issue at the beginning, but after a while, I realized, okay, you know what? I get it now. I'm not going to complain about the suits.
Yeah, especially when it's using it as a weapon. So,
Yeah.
This feels like something from Spawn, man. Like,
continue reading. Like
okay,
the book is ridiculous, but like it works in tone. So I don't mind as long as this Batman doesn't interact with anybody else. I think I'm fine. I'm fine. But yeah, so that is it. But I'm truly really excited to see how they pull off the story and what continues from here. So
Yeah,
yeah,
totally that way. I'm gonna. So I gave Absolute Superman a 4.3, right?
yeah.
I'm gonna give. Well, I'm gonna give the first. Okay, I'm gonna give the first issue of this a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna score the two together, 1 and 2, at a 4.3.
oh,
No,
so
4.2.
so
4.2.
two is even better than one.
Yeah, I think the second issue is better than the first issue.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, both of them together, I'll just give it a 4.
So,
So yes, I'm 100% sold on this. But yeah, so one thing I want to compare this book to because it's not just Marvel that is doing this. It's not just DC that is doing this. Marvel
yeah,
also recently started an imprint of their own where they are trying to build up a new world. Basically,
yeah.
the Ultimate Universe. We have the Ultimate Spider-Man doing his own thing, Ultimate Black Panther doing his own thing, and this one. So yeah, that's the best comparison. And for me,
It is.
based
You're
on
right. It is. Yeah.
first impressions, I think I might prefer what this is doing, just based on first impression.
No surprises.
No surprises.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Do we have one more book from our friend? A friend of the
Yes.
podcast as well.
Storm
Muriwa.
1.
Yeah, Storm
Yes.
1.
So
Storm.
Storm issue 1. Now, this book, for context, it's written post Krakoa.
Yep.
And this is the first book from Murewa I think I'm reading that is not
Yes.
drawn by Dotun. He's working with a completely different artist for this particular book.
I don't think that's. We read one book that wasn't drawn by Muriwa as well. But that
The
was
one,
By Dotun.
yeah, Dotun. No, yeah,
the
Dotun.
one with Mamode or who? What's that
Yeah,
book?
yeah, Bamode, yeah. The one with Bamode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a
Yeah,
co-writing gig.
yeah.
Yeah,
Correct,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Well, like, okay. So this is a Marvel book, post Krakoa, about Storm.
Yes.
It starts with Storm saying she's forming a sanctuary in one of these American states that I don't care about. And
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able
you don't have
to.
to bring your hate and your
It's
and
true.
your
It's true.
Krakoa advocacy here.
No, see,
It's
So
true.
here's the thing. Here's the
yeah,
thing. As
yeah.
much as I'll be upfront about this, as much as I like Murewa's writing and all of
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
post Krakoa X-Men pisses me off so much.
So it's personal for you. So put it out there.
No, it's I'm just putting it out there. It's like it's going to affect the way I read comic books going forward because some of these stories don't, for me, they don't take into full, how would I put it now? They don't take the full breadth of what happened in the
Yeah.
books as they go forward. So, like this Storm book now, for me, it doesn't take into full consequence what just happened in Krakoa. And we have Storm being particularly concerned about how humans will regard mutants
Yeah.
if certain things happen. And I'm like, woman, you just watched your entire people get destroyed. You're not in the position, like, yeah, it doesn't make sense for you to be having this kind of mentality, basically. And
So,
so it's going to affect how I read the book. So yeah.
okay. So, to our listeners out there, I will try and
So
negate to this hate. For anybody who's a Storm lover, I think for the last few days, I would say, or weeks, I think Storm is having a good run. She's joined the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a home book, and we saw a little bit of her
In What If?
Wielding Munia in What If season 3 trailer. I'm a big fan. I mean, my cat on the table here. I am biased. Storm is my number one favorite mutant. She is the mutant I love the most. And in this book, I think she looks stunning. One thing, I'll just talk about the art generally. And when I talk about art, I'm talking about Storm. She looks like a queen. She's proper, what was it? I think, I'm not sure if it was full page spreads they had, or at least half page spreads. There's quite a few decent shots of her with the flowing, I'm going to use the word platinum locks that she has. It's very well drawn. She's very well drawn. She's very well drawn. Let me put it that way. Now, I have certain. I never want to support Tunde when he talks about post Crocqua. To me, it was always going to end this way. But this book does something that makes me uneasy, and it's something that's happened to a lot of comics. There's a Storm sanctuary that she's created or formed with all this tech that's floating above cities. One, how many times do I have to tell you in Marvel Universe or even when bullshit a floating city over another floating city never ends well. Never ends well. Why are you doing this, my friend? Go and float over Sahara Desert. Why are you floating over a city? I don't understand it. But then my next question is, where's the money and the tech for this coming from? How is she doing this? How is she sponsoring it?
Scavenged from Krakow.
Maybe, but we don't get any.
So they just exhaled. Go ahead, Dakbar.
No, yeah, but it's just, and as a geek, it's this kind of details that always I go for. Hang on, where does this come from? What tech are you using? As you said, did you steal this from Kwakwa? Is this share tech? It's clearly not human level tech, human technology level tech. No. And because I'm also reading a parallel comic about Thor and how remember when Asuka fell on Broxton Town?
Yeah.
So they're talking about that in a moment. And so it reminds me, okay, don't put your city over as a nice city now. It makes sense now. I mean, where's the health and safety? Who did the risk analysis on that? I just don't get it. But
risk analysis.
Yeah.
Yes. So now to the book itself, Storm is running for senator. That's another thing that bugs me. She's running for Congress in this particular book.
Is that on a legal term? Is that even feasible?
I don't know. I don't know if it's feasible because she's not American. She's not American as far as I'm aware.
She's American. What do you mean she's not?
Storm is not American. When is Storm?
Yes, she is. That's American.
When did she get American citizenship?
No. Right. So, you know what? We are going to disgrace ourselves on this podcast today. Because my understanding is Storm's dad is an American photographer. Remember in Egypt, or let's say when she and in Egypt, I saw it in Egypt one time. She got buried underneath.
When she was living on the streets, right?
Yes, thank you. Yes, very much.
Yeah, I remember that.
On the street. But yes, you're right. We've seen her childhood in Kenya.
Okay. Yeah. An American photographer. Yes. Okay.
So
because she grew up in Kenya, she was in Africa all her life until she joined Xavier. So okay, I'll give you that. But still,
so that's where the American citizenship comes from. So she is American. Okay. But what? And again, we're talking about correct world politics here. I don't understand the statistics of what all these guys went to Krakow and became. Yeah. What happened then? We used to, especially a lot of them seem to be anti the other nations. I can't remember whether America was an ally.
I mean, they became an ally, but they were also funding Orkis. So not really.
Okay.
Yeah. She was regent of Seoul for a bit there. So it's like this lady emotion to be running for Congress. For Congress. It's like president's running for local government chairman, but okay. Now, Yes, this story kicks off with her and what's her name again? Blaze?
Frenzy.
Frenzy, yes.
Yeah,
Frenzy. There's an explosion at a nuclear plant,
yeah,
and they go there to save people. And this is what and that part of the book that annoys me. Frenzy realizes one of them is Orkish,
yeah,
and then Storm goes snap out of it. We save everybody. I'm
yeah.
like, this see, I get your heroic mentality, but you cannot be writing this kind of book post Krakoa. It's too propaganda. It's too much propaganda. And the kind of American ad they released after invading Iraq of a child giving an American soldier ice
Yeah,
cream to drink. Yeah,
but is that not the very point?
I'm
Storm
saying,
is trying to be that what you're describing is what Storm's trying to do.
yeah,
You're not happy about it personally.
I'm saying that
Yeah,
there's heroism where you are being an hero
yeah,
despite great to people that have hurt you, despite great personal
yeah,
tragedy.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
there's another part where, like, you are always expect, and this is coming from how would I put that? I mean, because she's black, you are always expected as this kind of person that despite the racism, you need to be a good person. You need to always like shove away the deflect the hate and turn the other cheek. And it's like
Yeah, yeah,
it can be
you're
annoying to witness.
you're meant to be above it all,
Yeah,
despite all
exactly.
the slaying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I
Yeah,
feel you. I feel you.
yeah. And it's annoying to
Now,
read
yeah,
about. Yeah,
it's a take. I've never really. Now, okay, just to go back to the story.
yeah,
So there's a nuclear plant that explodes. Frenzy and Storm are on rescue duties, and that she's using the powers and ways I've never seen before to stop the
yeah,
shockwaves from the nuclear plant. All well and good. They investigate this plant. Now the general publics pick up on one detail and run with it, saying, "Oh, this was a government-sanctioned lab where they were working on,
experimental with celestial tech. Yeah,
yeah, essential tech, and one of the experiments got out of hand, and that's what caused this whole explosion." That seems
yeah,
to be the story the public have picked up on. Now, Storm would have loved that to be a story, but we quickly realized no, the reason this blew up is the worst possible reason that any mutant could wished for. It was I think it was newly activated mutant who couldn't control his powers,
yes, yeah,
caused all this damage and all these deaths. Now, the book tries to paint Storm into a corner where she has to make a decision. Should I just say nothing and let the story they're playing run, which will be better for mutants, because it won't be a bad mark against mutants, or should I just tell the truth that no, in this case it wasn't mutants who did all that damage. You are actually right. That well, actually not right because they don't even believe it was a mutant anyway. And I know today will hate this part as well. She goes for the
Steve Rogers angle. She pulls at Captain America.
I hate the fact that you
no.
use
So
Steve Rogers.
yeah, so I don't hate this. I don't hate this angle of her telling the truth. I don't like it. These kind of things always come out eventually. So I'm actually appreciative. I'm appreciative that she didn't say she's going to hide it. But I hate the way. What's the word? It feels like she's begging for acceptance for
Yes.
mutants in this book. Yes,
Yeah.
like this and that. Like if this book happened before Krakoa and all, this is why like post Krakoa it annoys me. All of these things are annoying me more. Like if this
Okay.
happened before Krakoa and all of that shit happened, I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. You're trying to win acceptance. This is the mutant struggle. But this is a woman begging for acceptance. Like, hey, this person had an accident, he exploded, but I trust we can all work together and live together in peace and harmony. Post Krakoa. Like,
Right. So I want to point something out. So what I'm going
yeah,
to point out does not detract from the argument. Yeah.
yeah,
So I'm actually going to say something that I'm not even sure I can back it up, or that Marvel will not laugh in my face with the next issue they release. At the moment, we have this comic about Storm. We
yeah,
also now have Storm joining the Avengers. which is more of let me be a mutant.
Be one of them, yeah.
So I'm thinking, are we missing somewhere a comic, maybe a flashback that's going to happen, explaining why she's adopted this tact? Maybe it might be issue 2. Maybe we might get a flashback. Who knows?
Maybe, but it's giving. There's this common black trope of the good black guy.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, you know that trope, right? I have no issue with that trope. The issue I have with Storm being that trope is Storm has never been that person. To me, it doesn't align with the history of Storm.
Like Storm has been far more radical a character, even though she's quiet. She's like,
that character you described, that trope suits, sadly, suits people like Sam Wilson.
Yes, Sam Wilson is that character. If it's Sam Wilson in this, if this is the Sam Wilson book and he's the one saying all of these things, I won't mind. Is that kind of black person?
What are we calling Sam now?
He's literally Captain America right now. So wearing the flag.
So unfortunately, and we're gonna get political here.
Yeah,
I don't have an issue with that type of black person either.
Yeah,
I do know a lot of black people who have issues with that kind of black person.
I do.
You know, I know you do. I know you do. I think you need both types.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you need your Malcolm X's and you need your Martin Luther King types. You always need both. But I know a lot of people. And I don't want to use Martin Luther King too much as an example
because he's not that character.
No, in a way he is, but he's more charismatic. He's more fun, and he's what he's saying. You can see he's what people like the Sam Wilson can do. They do it what they're doing is not the talking. They're just doing the assimilation bits. Is that the word?
No, so Martin Luther is not. Why I said Martin Luther is not that. Is not that character. Is because Martin Luther will still talk. A Martin Luther character will still talk in a positive tone. This character I'm talking about are the ones that they won't preach. They won't preach that. They won't preach that message of.
No, Sam talks. He talks, but he talks in a. He talks in a way that
let's all be together. Let's all join together.
He talks in a way that generally, and I say it's palatable to the white person as well.
Permissiveness.
Yes,
it's more palatable to the white person. It's like, okay, this is one of the good ones. It's what he's saying by the white people, which pisses off the other black people.
Yeah,
yes, but it's. So I know exactly where.
They have another name for them, but we'll keep it up. We'll keep it up.
We'll keep it off.
That name. I know people. I've got people who I think that name suits more. I think, and this is another problem. Again, this is not political. I always think the use of that word you use is misused.
I didn't use any word.
No, but I know we both know what you're talking about. That phrase, I think people use it to bash people down, even when it's not really appropriate. Once you don't agree with their stance,
they call you that. I think that phrase is for people who are on the opposite spectrum. There's that one where they're on the opposite spectrum, but there's one where they're enjoying the sport, but they're never going to speak up, or they're never going to, or that they're always going to be I'm the good one. Let me be the good one. Let me show black excellence. Basically,
No. You have some people. We're Nigerians. They don't like stress.
Yeah.
You know. Let me just do my own. Me, I know very so. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't receive. Okay. We have 50,000 a week.
Yeah. So this coming from, and we know how Storm was in Krakow. Like she was in Araku, where this woman was at the.
She was in Araku. She was the founder of the death throes. Do you remember on Krakow where they would say, "I am mutant, I am queen." Yeah. So
she was the most radical, most revolutionary there. And then you're coming here, and she's like, "Oh, I'm running for Congress."
She was so radical that even when her husband or ex-husband showed up, she warned him. Like I'm not that person anymore. When Black Panther showed up, like she read him the riot act. Like this is the last time. Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
So yeah.
This book, like if it's a standalone Elseworld book, is the kind of book that I would enjoy. Like even though I won't agree with the politics and the way the character is being presented, I won't mind as much. But since this is coming again post Krakoa, I'm like it pisses me off.
So
basically, yeah.
For continuity, you don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
And there's another bit about continuity that at the moment, I mean, I've not read issue 2 yet or 3.
Yeah.
I'll get to the last page in a minute, but another thing that kind of irks me, and this has always irked me. Let's be honest, this is not this comic problem. It's the way the public keep changing their opinion of mutants at the drop of a feather. If within this book they go from I love mutants, we hate you now, we love you now, we hate you now. And I've always had this issue that hang on, you guys, it's just like every incident.
Yeah,
you react. You know, if a mutant saves a town tomorrow, you're loving mutants. If a mutant kills 2 people, another mutant kills 2 people tomorrow, you hate it all.
You hate the mutants.
You know, calm down.
Like, there's actually, and this is another missed opportunity. There's more space for divided conversations nowadays. It's no longer, we know the public never agrees on one thing entirely.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've said all my comments about the book.
Yeah, so I mean, for you listeners, so basically, Storm decides to tell the truth about what caused that explosion. So she tells them that it was a mutant. And obviously that now puts humans against them again, lots of humans. And that's not where we leave it. Now, the ending of this book, she is summoned. Is that the right word?
Yes.
Yes.
By eternity.
Yeah.
By eternity, yes.
What's going on here today? What is that? What is
so
eternity?
She's going to become the herald of eternity.
What is eternity? Since when did eternity need a herald?
Since now, this book started. She's going to become the eternal storm, herald of eternity.
Okay.
So I don't get what they're doing here. I don't care for it. I think it's too soon, wherever they're going.
I like it. I like the name Eternal Storm.
Why?
No, I like the visual it brings to me, like Eternal Storm.
Is she now great? Is she going cosmic level?
I don't mind a cosmic level storm. That's what she deserves to be.
She looks like Silver Surfer in a way.
Yeah. Honestly.
Does she?
I mean,
the whites.
All white and silver.
Yeah. The white and everything, yeah.
And then they were really misused to me. I don't think that should have been used yet. That was. I'm biased.
My biggest fear about this kind of scale ups is how long will it last before you scale up.
You bring it back. Yeah. I mean, you don't mind this when they do it for Thor, though, that book. So please.
Thor is
please.
Sorry.
Thor,
excuse me.
Thor is a starting point is already up there. He's a god, he's a cosmic god, he's a son of the All-Father. His power is to be as powerful as need be. Please,
no, they scale Thor up unnecessarily, so I don't know what you're talking about.
But we're talking about being scaled up in issue 1.
Right, I'm going to do a little aside here, and this will take 1 minute. I always tell people to remember why Thor was created. He was created for one reason and one reason only. By Stan Lee. Do you know who he was meant to be? He was meant to be the strongest person in Marvel, and he was meant to be the direct comparison to
Superman.
To Superman. Superman is the one DC keeps on scaling up. Hence Thor. You can't even argue. Thor, his very purpose of creation was to be that textbook.
Storm is an Omega level mutant. Omega means we've not found the end point of their powers. Right? Exactly.
She can't come close to Thor. Forget that.
Storm's limit Well, should I say this or should I might end the podcast if I say this?
No, actually, I mean,
Go for it.
no. What you're trying to say is, Thor begins where Storm ends.
No. I was going to say that.
No,
No, I wasn't going. That's not where I was going with that. I was saying Storm's ascension should be to the heights of being the wife of Black Panther.
That's even worse than what I said.
We can end the podcast now.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
I still can't forgive Bendis for missing that marriage.
No.
That's not. No. Our actor as Regent of Soul and our entire Akinaraku, it's brilliant. Like I can't take that away from.
No, we're talking about Black Panther.
There's nothing stopping her doing that, still being married to Black Panther. There's nothing stopping those two. Those two could have been saying, why did Bendis?
If she left the marriage, like in my fan canon world, if she left the marriage to come and do this, that my people need me to be this, and I cannot be loyal to Wakanda and you and Krakoa at the same time, and she left for that's a move I support.
Yes, but she left because
that was stupid. So now I'm saying that our position for me as Regent of Soul, it's a bigger achievement. You can't be comparing that to that power couple.
What I'm saying is that role does not preclude us to be married to Black Panther.
I think it kind of does because it's like it's a political conflict. But remember, Wakanda doesn't have any deal with Krakoa. They don't have any political.
But she was. You can still do domestic. You can make things work. You've seen husband and wife who are opposite sides of the fence. It happens.
Okay.
It happens.
Okay.
My fear now, if Storm needs to get back with Black Panther, needs to apologize for the nonsense she did in AVX.
They are going to come for you.
Then she can go back to being Eternal Storm or whatever she wants to be.
They are going to come for you.
I even hate the fact that Forge is sniffing around her. I hate that.
It's okay.
And then Wolverine. Don't make me shut up.
Oh no, that's just.
I can't stop the dating with Wolverine. Nonsense, now. That's nonsense. that was so annoying, man.
Oh, okay. So let's go to rating of this.
We've gone off track
completely.
Yeah. So we've only had one issue of this book.
The second issue just dropped. Will be dropping this week. So yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Okay.
So
cool.
we'll pick that up. Yeah. So I'll definitely be. I mean, I need Storm to get back to it. In the 90s, Storm ruled. She ruled. She was big, man.
Yeah.
I think in the X-Men back then, I mean, after your Jean Greys and your Wolverines,
she's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, she was up there. I love Storm, man. I still love her now, and I like the look they've given her. Like, yeah, she looks glorious. Okay.
Okay. So
what rating? Okay, so rating. I'm gonna give this. So I prefer this comic to the Wonder Woman one.
Really?
Oh yes. Despite my misgivings, I still prefer it to the Wonder Woman one. I would give this a 3.5.
Okay. I'll give this a 2.8. It's better than average, but my misgivings are way too much for me to.
Your biases have been pre-stated. So
yes.
Yeah. I think in this scenario, to be fair, we're both biased, but on different ends of the fence.
On different ends. Storm is one of my favorite characters. Like, she's beautifully drawn, but like, no, I don't. Yeah.
So let me balance you guys out. So it's issue 1. It's visually pleasing. It's like really well drawn. The art pops. The story, I liked how it started, but I'm not sure where it's going. I'll calm down and wait. I'm gonna give it a 3.2.
Oh, stand back in the middle between me and Tunde. Okay.
Okay. Fair enough. So
I wonder what Kex would have thought.
Kex, give it a 1.2.
I don't know. It's not.
I'm not.
It's not Storm. It's not Storm fanboy, is it? He always gets upset when I start.
He's not a Storm fanboy. Yeah, he's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Anything else, guys? Before we go?
No, I think we've come to the end of the podcast episode. Yeah.
Do we know what we're going to cover next week yet, or not?
Not yet.
Right. Okay.
But we'll find something to cover next week. Yeah.
Anything in the pipeline?
We might do Arcane. Arcane ends next week.
Is that related?
You want to do Arcane?
Well, no.
I'm just it out.
No.
I'm going to sneak it in.
Yeah, you try to sneak it in. It does not meet the parameters of the podcast. Red, you said you brought a comic back. Is that something worth for the podcast or not?
What? What?
The comic you brought from St. Lucia.
No, I didn't buy it. They made a comic for me. That's it. So I just gave you guys.
Oh, just for you. Okay.
Okay.
It's not commercial. Okay. Yeah. So they.
Right. Before we go, what's happened to
Who?
Rupi. Our guy now is
Roy Okupe. Oh, the Yano TV show is coming up. I've seen the trailers for that.
When does that drop? When does that drop?
I'm not sure yet. I didn't see the date for that, but I saw the trailer for it. Yeah.
What's it doing?
The animated show for Iyano.
Okay.
Yeah. The trailer looks okay. I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you should check out the trailer out as well. Like, it's nice to watch. Like, I can see developing into something really good.
Wait, have we discussed the trailer yet?
Oh, we've not. Next week we'll talk about it.
Next week. Okay, let's do that.
Yes. Okay.
All right, guys.
See you guys. Yeah.
Let's say goodbyes, Red.
Yes, I'll see you guys next week. Good night.
Yes. Good night, guys. See you next week. Yeah, bye.
Okay, and from me, thanks for listening once again. See you later.
What about the rate, like, subscribe?
Oh, sorry. Kent is not here. You guys, read, follow, subscribe, hit the button. Comments. We get comments. Oh, guys, we have a couple of people that I think maybe wanted to come and give their 2 cents on the podcast. So we might look at a couple of guests, coming up very soon. Yeah?
Okay, no problem.
Easy. And we out.